Hi everyone.
Hello.
Today we're gonna do what we have promised quite some time ago. It's pastel de nata, also known as Portuguese egg tarts.
Pastéis de nata.
Pastéis de nata, sorry. It's Álvaro, my husband. He's Portuguese, so he knows how to pronounce it and how to cook it. Basically, when we posted on Instagram that we're making these cakes at home, a lot of people were asking us about the recipe, because if you tried it once, for sure you fell in love with these cakes. If you haven't tried, you must stay and try this recipe, because it's quite simple, but it's delicious. It's really amazing, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start.
All right. So we're gonna start with the dough. It's quite simple. We're gonna use flour, water, salt, and butter.
For all the ingredients and quantities, please check info box. Now we are starting with the dough. We're mixing flour, salt, and water.
Consistency of the dough in the beginning is gonna be very soft and wet. So you will need a lot of flour to be able to use it. So this is more or less what you need. So the first step after doing this, to make this a little bit more workable, we're actually going to let it rest for 15 minutes. So we're gonna cover it, and we're gonna come back in 15 minutes. All right, so now I'm gonna stretch this into a square, and I'm gonna do 3 layers of butter and then fold it so that the layer and the dough get mixed together.
You will need soft butter, so it's easier to spread it.
Don't be shy on the flour.
Otherwise it will be very sticky, right?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spread over roughly half or 2/3 of the dough. Our butter wasn't quite ready yet, but it's melting enough.
Some effort.
With some effort. Yes, I'm gonna try firstly to use, wait, this is too much, but roughly 1/3 of the butter on the first go, and then 1/3 in the second go, and then the rest in the end.
Okay, so we do it 3 times.
Yeah, and we'll pause in the middle, put it in the fridge, and then do it again for the second layer, for the last layer. So something like this, and now something like this. And add a little bit of flour, turn around, a little bit more flour. And now what we're gonna do is also on the sides. Now I will stretch it. And 2/3 of butter. Before we do the next phase, we're gonna put this a little bit in the fridge, just cool it down a little.
So after the second time, we put it in the fridge.
But only for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then we do the last one. Alright, now to the last part of the buttering.
Yeah. It's not even really cold, right? It's just cooled down a bit, it didn't even become cold.
Okay, so now I'm gonna try to stretch this into a rectangle, yay big, and then apply the last bit of butter.
But that's not the must, right? That's you being perfectionist.
No, this part you want to make it as square as possible, because you're gonna roll it and you want it to be uniform.
Okay. Okay, because this is the last step from where you will cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, because from here I will cut, then the units that will be each of the pastel nata. So this part, it is important to try to be a little bit precise. Now all the butter will go in everywhere. Now we're gonna roll this very carefully
Flour, flour,
Flour,
flour.
flour, flour, because you want to make sure this is okay. And I'm gonna wrap it in plastic and put it in the fridge.
Okay, it's wrapped. For how long it should stay in the fridge?
4 or 5 hours. Better if you can leave it overnight. So now we're gonna do the cream part. We'll have a couple of ingredients: milk, lemon, cinnamon, flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. The butter we'll use basically to moist this part so that then the Portuguese egg tarts don't stick once we put it in the oven. We're preheating the oven at 250 degrees. And first thing will be milk. Boil the milk with the cinnamon stick and a little bit of lemon peel. Alright, so then we move here. And we start with this. We put the milk, put the lemon stick, and then we need just a little bit of lemon. The lemon is actually quite important ingredient. Makes a big difference in the end if you put the lemon or not.
How much did you put? Let me see lemon. So this was, yeah, just a little bit.
So as soon as this boils, stop.
So when you see little bubbles, then you immediately stop?
Yeah. So while the milk is boiling, I'm going to mix the sugar and the flour so that it's then easier to add it to the milk. To add it to the milk, I'll use this. So that it goes evenly.
So you don't dump all at once and it doesn't become like little balls.
So just mix her as much as you can so it goes well together. Then for the eggs, we need to separate the eggs because we only want the yellow part of the eggs.
You have to constantly stir it, otherwise it will start burning.
Yeah.
And better on a small fire, so not very big, so you can control the process. Because if milk starts burning, you basically ruin the ingredients.
Okay, now we stop here and we're gonna start adding
Flour?
the flour.
Flour mixed with sugar, as I showed.
And now the milk has boiled a little bit. I turn off the gas, as you can see, and we're gonna start mixing the sugar and the flour. So Alessia is gonna help me with it. So just put it here.
Now we're gonna warm it up a little bit, already with flour and sugar. Stir it all the time, and we're gonna receive consistency slightly thicker than it was, that, you know, a little bit like a sauce. Still not there. We'll show you. Preparing the eggs. Okay, remember we're gonna use the yellow part of the egg. Okay, done.
So now we're just gonna quickly stir the eggs and we're gonna add them to the cream.
So this is the consistency of the sauce. Usually it takes a couple of minutes, up to 5 minutes, to get to this consistency. Please don't leave it unattended because it can burn. You have to always stir it, and better use low fire. Now we're gonna add yellow part of the egg, but we need the cream to cool down a little bit. You see it was boiling, so we need the temperature to go down. How long do we have to cool it down?
A few minutes.
Okay, now we're greasing our form.
So I'm just gonna put a little bit everywhere.
So you have to be generous on the butter.
Generous on the butter. And then we're gonna take our amazing dough.
Okay, the dough is out of the fridge. Yeah, it feels much more solid now.
So we'll leave this a little bit and we're gonna quickly move to the eggs. Well, now
So look, the sauce cooled down, but it's still hot. It's just not boiling hot. We let it be here for less than 5 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and then you can already add the eggs.
So I'm gonna just put a little bit like this, very thin, and always mix. Never stop mixing here.
Look at this beautiful color. Mix very thoroughly.
Now move again to the dough.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is cut the dough in.
How many cakes are we gonna get with this recipe?
12.
Cut in half, and then each half gives 6, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, in half, and then again in half.
Right.
Okay.
Let's here. Let's here. You take one. You put it in the middle, and then with your finger, it's very important,
Sure.
squeeze it down, and then start spreading it.
Okay. Okay. It will come out easy because you really make it stick.
It will come out very easy.
Nice. Okay.
Now I will do this to all of them. What we're gonna do now to make this easy to mix at the end, I'm gonna pass this to this container, filter it in case there is parts that didn't dissolve quite well, and I'll filter them out. And I also catch the...
Okay. So the texture is very soft and smooth. And lemon and cinnamon.
Perfect consistency. Now with this, I'll just go around. Amy. I will not fill it until the end because they will grow a little bit. So this is enough.
Yum yum. Yummy yummy. Yummy. And we're gonna cook it for 10 minutes. Don't forget to set your timer. Ready. Are you ready? So you see they look like they're bubbling a little bit, but that's normal. Don't worry. They're not gonna explode.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to show you how they are not sticking. So just as you can see, they can easily come out.
Come out very easy.
See, just click, click, click. You can go around a little bit with a knife, but they very easily come out. And this is how they look. Crunchy. See the bottom also
Nice. Look at this beauty. Once you have your cake ready, you can eat it like this, or you can make it traditional way with cinnamon. If you like cinnamon, then definitely try it like that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ines. So we're using this because our cinnamon box is not that good. It has very big holes, so to avoid putting too much, we use it. Nice, beautiful. Thank you very much. I like it like this.
It's called silence.
And now the final touch of this video, real Portuguese, testing this Portuguese cakes, so you can you can see the real opinion if it's good or not. You see, approved.
Very good.
You can use this recipe. It's approved.
See, and the dough has to be like this, all crispy.
You can start selling them.
Okay, guys, you should definitely try to do these cakes, and come back and tell me what do you think. Bye bye.